Hi, my name is Dr. Jacinta. Welcome to my channel that takes a glance at the past, present, future, and technical issues in agriculture. Today's topic will be on biogas. And the question is, what is biogas? So biogas is a gas that is produced when organic matter or once living matter decomposes in an oxygen-free environment. The gases produced are many. They include methane, carbon dioxide, sulfur dioxide, traces of nitrogen, oxygen, and so on. But it is only when the methane level exceeds 60% that the gas ignites to produce a flame that can be used for cooking and lighting, among other issues. Biogas is not a new topic. Somebody in the 17th century saw bubbles in marshy areas and thought it was interesting. But it was not until the 18th century that somebody confirmed that this gas was methane. And since then, a lot of work has been done on it to develop the technology to be able to tap this gas for cooking and other uses. So how is biogas produced? Biogas is produced, as I have said, from organic matter. It can be from crop origin or livestock origin, like cow dung. And if you take an example of cow dung, for example, all you need is to mix it with water at a ratio of 1:1, put it in an airtight container, and it will ferment to produce two products. One of them is biogas, the other one is slurry. Slurry is a fertilizer that is also a soil conditioner, and it is better than the composted fertilizer. This slurry can be used for food production or animal feeds, and the animal feeds can be fed to the animals, and they produce feces or dung or manure that goes to biogas. So this is recycling of waste, and when you use waste to get a product, then it means you are getting a free product, like free biogas or free gas. Now, this waste, it can be from fruits and vegetable materials, it can be from kitchen waste, it can be from human waste, or anything of plant or animal origin that is decomposing. So this is recycling of products in the environment. So biogas production, to optimize on it, there are things that one needs to understand. One of them is that the fermentation is a series of reactions, chemical reactions, involving a number of bacteria. And one type of bacteria takes the material and uses it and produces products that it passes on to the next bacteria and the next, until the last stage, where we have the methanogen bacteria, which is the last in the cycle, producing methane, which is the now biogas. The environment in which this bacteria work is anaerobic. Anaerobic means there is no air. So the container that you have to use for producing biogas, it is called a biogas plant, biogas digester, biogas unit, whatever you call it, needs to be airtight. Then there is the temperature. For small-scale biodigesters, the temperature which is optimum for biogas production is 32 to 42 degrees centigrade. Another requirement is the acidity of the materials that you are working on. The bacteria work in a neutral environment or near neutral environment. So if the pH or the acidity varies, then it will affect the rate of biogas production. Toxins is another thing that affects biogas production or optimization of biogas production, because these bacteria are affected by toxins. So if you have, for example, you are using animal manure, and then you had treated the animals by maybe chemical application when you are removing parasites, and then these toxins get into the feed material, of course it will affect the rate of biogas production. The particle size If the materials are finely chopped, then the surface area increased for the biogas to work on, for the biogas bacteria to work on, and therefore the amount of gas and the rate of production will be very high. So somebody might ask, what are the characteristics of biogas? Biogas is just like the natural gas because they are both the same. It is colorless, you can't see it. It is odorless, and it burns with a blue flame. But sometimes you might get some smell or odor from biogas because there are impurities like sulfur dioxide. As I said, there are some impurities, and therefore they might give the biogas some smell. Otherwise, it is odorless and colorless itself. So what are the benefits of biogas? Somebody might ask. One of them is it is time saving. You find that in the rural areas where we have the plants and the animals, most of the cooking energy is firewood. Actually, like in Kenya, it has been over 70%. In the rural areas, cooking energy is firewood and charcoal. So you find that if, for example, you have biogas, all you need to mix the waste with water, put it in a container, and there the gas is produced. But if you are cooking using firewood, then you, especially women and children who are taxed with cooking and searching for cooking energy, then they take out of time, and biogas will save them that time to use it for other activities. Another benefit of biogas is that in the rural areas where they cook using firewood and charcoal and in open fires, there is a lot of smoke and soot, and that smoke causes health benefits like eye problems, respiratory problems, and so on. The soot makes the utensils very dirty, and it takes a lot of time to clean them. So when you use biogas, there are these benefits that you get from there. Environmental benefits. You know that if you cut down trees, you'll affect the environment. How? It's because trees, they take in carbon dioxide and produce oxygen. Human beings do the opposite. They take in oxygen and produce carbon dioxide. So trees, they clean the environment for us. So when you cut down the trees, the environment becomes bad. It affects our health. And the carbon dioxide accumulates in the environment. Carbon dioxide is one of the greenhouse gases that cause global warming and climate change. So when you cut down the trees, definitely then you find that our environment is not good. But when you use biogas, then you improve on the environment. Other benefits of biogas is that it saves money, because if you use waste to produce energy for household use, then you are saving. Shows your status when you have been cooking with using smoky fumes and all that, and then now you start using clean energy, your kitchen is clean, your social status definitely rises. Politically, political stability in countries and development has been associated with energy sustainability. So when you produce energy locally, like instead of importing natural gas, then you produce it at home, definitely there is a saving, and the political stability will definitely go up. Another benefit of biogas is slurry. I have said slurry is a fertilizer and a soil conditioner. It is better than the composted fertilizer in that slurry has water. So when you put slurry in plants, you don't need to add water. This is like irrigation. So it's another benefit of biogas. Constraints to biogas adoption. Biogas is so good, but the adoption rate has not been as good. Why? One of them is economics. You find that for you to produce biogas, you need animals, you need the land where you can grow some of the materials to feed the animals, and also where you can dispose of the slurry as a fertilizer. And if you don't have those things, then you might not be able to produce biogas or to adopt it. Culturally, you find is another cause of low adoption of biogas. You find that some animals like the pigs, they produce a lot of manure that you can use for biogas. But if you are in a community that does not consume pigs, you might not use it for biogas as well. In towns, also, you find that there is a lot of human waste because people are congested in one place. But some people tend to think that if you use biogas from human waste for cooking, the smell from the biogas, which has the smell of human waste, might permeate into your foods, but that is not true. So those are some of the things that are affecting biogas adoption. Another one is promotion. Biogas is a very simple technology, but also very complicated. So if it is not well promoted, people will not understand its benefits and how it is produced, and therefore you might find that adoption is not high. Another one that affects biogas adoption is the type of farming system that one is involved in. For example, if you have cattle and they are grazing in the open ground, and these cattle now you cannot be able to collect the manure on a daily basis because it is so tedious. You might not adopt the technology. But if you keep the animals in an enclosure, like a zero grazing unit, or if you have poultry and they are in an enclosure, you'll be able to get the waste and you'll be able to use it. Another thing that affects biogas adoption is water. Any material that has to be used for biogas production has to be mixed with water at a certain ratio depending on the material. Because the first stage of biogas production is called hydrolysis. The chemical reaction is called hydrolysis. It's breaking down of the materials into smaller particles for the bacteria to work on using water. And therefore, if you don't have water, or when water is scarce, adoption of biogas technology is a challenge. Another one is alternatives. When people have alternative sources of cooking energy or other energies, they might not adopt biogas. So this brings me to the end of my presentation. If you have liked it, please give it a thumbs up. And I have said it is the beginning of a series. So if you want to get alerts for the upcoming issues, kindly remember to subscribe. Subscription is free, and also share the presentation with others. So thank you, and let's meet in the next presentation.